Hey now, what's up guys, how you doing? Episode 5.
For real this time.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a mishap here before we did a show, which by the way, our shows are going to be 30 minutes from now on. We're not doing hour shows anymore. We just, it's hard on the bod, it's hard on the brain, and it's hard for your ears. It's hard to keep people listening, honestly, for about an hour straight of just about random bullshit. So, keep it short and sweet. We're doing 30-minute shows now, Sundays and Wednesdays or Thursdays, but we're going to let you guys vote on it. Comment on it, like it, share it, subscribe it. Let us know what you think. That'll be your guys' thing to decide what to do. If you want us on Wednesdays or Thursdays with Sundays.
It's a shame that there should be 8 days in a week, so you split it up evenly, 4
For
days.
fucking real.
And then 4 days.
Should be more than 24 hours in a fucking day.
If it's Thursday, then it's too close to Sunday. If it's Wednesday, it's too close to Sunday, the different way.
Bitch. You're telling me.
Just had our podcast not save, so... Yeah. But it's okay, because we only cut it down to half an hour, so I'm actually very glad we decided to do this today.
Yes.
Because otherwise we would have lost 45 minutes of bullshitting, which is very valuable stuff in this day and age.
Believe it or not.
We need more bullshit on the internet.
Yeah,
We're contributing to it.
More bullshit.
Have you ever played Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty?
Yeah.
Remember that whole spiel that the AI goes into about memes?
Yeah.
And there was a time period, so back in the day when you're playing Metal Gear Solid 2, you're probably just like, the fuck is this guy talking about memes? What the fuck are memes? Because back then, memes were probably just like in their infancy. When it became a meme again, you were like, ha, he's talking about memes, that's funny. Now, you look at it and it's like, holy shit. They were spot fucking on about memes.
Sincerely.
About how, like, we as a society just produce crap. Just tons and tons of crap. No one wants to see a picture of your face 50 fucking times a day in the same fucking bathroom.
They just want to see things that are going to make them laugh.
They want to see your booty.
Yeah, they want to see your butt. That's about it.
Yeah, we were kind of...
off track in here. So the topic of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, we said in the beginning that we were going to come back to it because I saw the movie and Chris didn't, and Chris has to take his time. But at the same time, we wanted to give you guys some time because we wanted to open our mouths and blab like fucking crazy about this movie. Because we've been waiting very long, especially for me. I've been waiting since I'm a little boy watching Justice League, the show. So officially, Chris has seen Justice League.
It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. I think that there's some...
We both have an opinion on it and how it was done. Overall, we both liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. But I'm going to let Chris go on his whole tangent because Chris has a syndrome for...
Well, I don't have a syndrome.
No, a definitive syndrome for these movies.
I don't know for sure.
No, for these movies, not you. For these movies, guy. Come on, man. Come on, man. Work with me here.
Well, I don't know. I call it the Avengers syndrome for now because I have not found a better term for it. And this actually caused some confusion because Dan thought I was talking about Joss Whedon, the director.
Which we'll get into on my behalf of what I think the Avengers syndrome is, but carry on.
My definition of the Avengers syndrome, it kind of happened in the first Avengers, but it kind of faded once you had more Avengers movies and they're all kind of established characters already. But what happens when you squeeze a bunch of these characters into the same short movie? It's relatively short. You gotta imagine, Justice League is a TV show. It had probably like X seasons, with each season having like 20 episodes maybe or something like that. You have a lot of viewing material to expand upon these characters. In the original Avengers, you had a bunch of characters that had no official movie backstories in the same timeline, just kind of shoved together, and it's a bunch of cuts and a bunch of action, but no real character gets the spotlight, really. And you don't really get to know much about each character. And no one knows about fucking Black Widow or fucking... I mean, we know about the Hulk. We've seen all of his iterations.
I mean, we do have a little bit of background on Black Widow. They actually touched base on that in Age of Ultron. Can't say that.
But that's after the first Avengers movie.
That's
way after the first Avengers movie.
You get bits and pieces of her through the movie, just like you do everybody else, but they do it in such a way where you go, oh, I want to learn more.
Which is fine if it's a character that's only in that series. So, I don't know, like, if Black Widow was introduced in the Avengers and they were like, whoa, who's this? That'd be something. But she's already injected as a fleshed out character, or when you're supposed to take is on first glance, you say, okay, well, she, they all know her, they all know what she does, whatever.
Yeah, she's a super spy.
Yeah. But in Justice League, same thing happened where obviously Batman has his own series, Superman has his own thing going on. You know about those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Wonder Woman had her own movie, which is great.
Oh, wonderful. Globally wonderful movie. Oh, man.
Aquaman does not. Flash does not.
Aquaman is next.
Aquaman is next, but he wasn't already here.
They
Aquaman
released
was not.
actually their first shot of that.
Flash was not. And Cyborg was not, but this movie kind of focused on him a lot, so it's kind of forgivable. But it just seems very, like, kind of mashed together to me. I like to have backstory behind each character. What they did with Cyborg, actually, was great. I think it was fantastic.
I love how at the end they showed him working with his father, and he changes himself to finally have the armor and the
cool.
the C logo on his chest, just like he does in the show.
This movie was basically almost like a Cyborg, backstory.
Major introduction, but not like full blown what happened to him.
But in
we
the
were
same
supposed to get
in the same movie, they introduced Flash, and they do it for like half a second. I mean, granted, he's a fast guy, so
and
that's all he needs.
And he's the comedic relief, which I still respect Ezra Miller because he is one of all-time favorite actors. He does everything well that he does when he acts. So he did what he was told, but the thing is that he was told to just be comedic relief and less of a backbone and more of just a annoying kid brother.
He tripped over himself like 3 times.
Yes. But there's that whole scene with Superman, dude, where he's running up on Superman, you know?
Yeah.
And he does the whole Speed Force fight. Like, he locks eyes with him mid-Speed Force, and you see it, and then he turns his head.
Superman turned his eyes to look at the Flash. Oh, man.
By the way, guys,
that gave me actual goosebumps.
Spoilers. We're talking about Justice League here. So...
The Flash dies at the end.
No. Okay. Batman does.
Batman dies at the end.
Just kidding.
I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Superman dies at the beginning.
Yeah, Superman dies Superman dies in the last movie. Spoilers.
Superman's alive at the end. Spoilers.
Oh, man. Dude.
So many spoilers.
Nobody's alive at the beginning. Spoilers.
Well, that's more like philosophical.
Actual factual, though. Everybody's alive in the beginning of the movie. But everybody's a little dead inside because Superman's dead.
Yeah. So Joss Whedon was brought in to finish the movie, to finish final touches.
That's what I was going to touch base on.
Yeah, so I'm transitioning to you. Here
okay.
You go.
Okay.
Here's the torch.
So that's his explanation of the Avengers Syndrome. My explanation of the Avengers Syndrome is that, now the full story, guys, that there's a petition to all of this, right? There's a petition for a full Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League. It is about an all actual factual, most likely 3 hours and some minutes long. It's a very long movie, but the story is supposed to be very exact and to a point, which if you've watched this movie already previously, spoilers, it's very choppy. For crying out loud, it costs $2 million for them to not take away Henry Cavill's Paramount produced for Mission Impossible 6's mustache. They did CGI worth $2 million to try and get that thing to go away, and it looks like he has no upper lip.
His mustache? They CGI'd out his mustache?
Yes, and it looks like he has no upper lip. Did you notice?
Why can't he just fucking shave?
Paramount.
Because Mission Impossible?
He's the bad guy for Mission Impossible 6.
It's easier to make a fake mustache than to digitally remove a real one.
And so this is the heartbreaking part. In Zack Snyder's version, we were supposed to get a full beard, black-suited Superman. With the full over my dead body. To Darkseid, who was also supposed to be in the movie. Dude, we were supposed to get so much in this movie that we didn't get.
So wait, in that case, was the whole Superman fight scene not supposed to be in the movie?
Yes, but not till near the end. I'm not even 100% sure if that fight scene was Whedon or Snyder, because I'm pretty sure they needed to bring Superman back for some reason.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was going to go down the way that it went down in the version that we saw in theaters. So the thing is that due to the unfortunate circumstances, and the most absolute unfortunate circumstances, Zack Snyder's daughter committed suicide. And with that happening, he obviously needed to leave for the most absolute reason, which we all respected and, we're like, okay. And at that, he was also done with the movie. So we were like, all right, well, it's unfortunate that happened, but we're glad that, he finished his vision, what he wanted to do. Everybody was all like, hashtag, we love Zack Snyder. Like, we love you, we're here for you, and we can't wait to see your movie that you produced for us. With the sacrifice that's happened to you, and now you have to leave us. You know what I mean? It was like a big, heartfelt, heartbreaking thing for that to happen. And so what they did, though, is decided after he left that they needed to do reshoots, and they brought in nobody else other than Marvel's chief executive director, which is Joss Whedon. He's responsible for everything from basically Iron Man on, from 2008. So this man literally is the reason Avengers history is so big right now. But the sucky thing is that you can tell You can tell within the movie what's Zack Snyder and what's Joss Whedon. Like, for Christ's sakes, Batman's cheeks were rosy at one point. Dude, he had rosy cheeks. Like, he had a boyish grin when Superman returned. You know, I believe in justice too. And then all of a sudden he decks Steppenwolf.
Which, I mean...
it's just so,
I think Superman's a bit too strong.
He's OP. He's very OP.
I'm pretty sure, haven't Diana and Superman fought before and she ended up, like, kind of kicking his ass?
She's supposed to be the one that trains him. And he's received no training. This is the thing. Superman literally grew up on a farm. Nobody taught him how to fight.
Yeah, which is obvious. He doesn't really have a good fighting style. He just kind of punches you.
He's just a brawler.
You can't really punch him. I mean, you can try. It's not really
So he's got to learn from someone, and I think that's what this whole thing is going to be about. They're all going to teach one another. Bruce Wayne knows thousands of different whatever.
I think that whoever, maybe it was Joss Whedon, then he fucked up the power scale.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
There's a serious, the power scale is always a hot topic of debate amongst people involved in fandoms of any kind. Who's more powerful than who? Who would win a fight, Goku or Superman?
Goku won that fight, by the way.
Which I think is bullshit, but okay. I think that's totally bullshit.
Okay.
Goku can be killed.
No worries.
Superman can't.
But so my Avengers Syndrome explanation is I believe that since they brought in a Marvel movie director, which has its own way of selling, which is marketing and then giving people what they want, very specifically in that order, where DC does it in the opposite way.
They give you the story.
They have a vision of what people want and what people need on a everyday level where it relates to them, but they don't really realize they need it. Almost like Batman, they don't know that they need him, but they need him, and they know that they need him, but they don't know why. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're looking for that movie. Like DC, Warner Brothers are a company where they make movies that need to hit you on a monumental level, like Fast and the Furious. Jesus Christ, you know what I mean?
I never got into Fast and Furious.
Neither did I, but the thing is, it touched so many people's lives, and so many people formed bonds and whatever from that movie, and the loss and the people in that movie, and you know what I mean? So
DC?
like, what's up?
DC made that movie?
Warner Brothers.
Oh, Warner Brothers. Okay.
Yeah. So Warner Brothers was looking to do that with these DC movies, but the problem is that Zack Snyder's not hitting it because they're chopping up his movies and they're not trusting his vision. So that's the difference between Marvel and them. But so when they brought in Joss Whedon, that vision was kind of altered. And altered as being it was chopped up and replaced with some of Joss Whedon's reshoots. Like I said, like so many parts of that movie were supposed to be longer. We were supposed to get Darkseid. We were supposed to get 2 Green Lanterns. We were supposed to get the black suit Superman with the beard. The movie was supposed to be 3 hours long also. We were supposed to get so much stuff.
But now, is that stuff, is all that stuff in Zack Snyder's cut, or is it just stuff that Zack Snyder kind of thought about?
Multiple sources, which I cannot cite right now, but have said on Twitter, which if you go to this petition, guys, on change.org for Zack Snyder's director's cut to be released by Warner Brothers, it's on change.org. It's by a guy named Roberto Mata. You can find it if you Google it. It's pretty talked about right now in the community of nerdom. But if you look it up, you can sign it, and it's the whole explanation of basically what I've just said. But the thing is that, fans deserve it. And it's not just because the fans deserve it. People will pay double the money for that shit. Everybody knew what they were supposed to be getting, but they didn't get it. But they love what they got anyway because they're those type of fans, I am one of those people. Chris is one of those people.
I'm not one of those people. Hell no.
I know you are.
I'll criticize
you're
shit
being
out of
coy.
everything.
You're being coy as fuck.
I criticize shit out of everything.
But you said you liked the movie, though.
I liked it, but I
didn't love it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. I liked it, but I didn't love it. But I'm not going to cut the shit up out of it just because there was an actual, factual, good movie there. And then this guy came in, and that's why I say my Avengers syndrome is that they brought literally a Marvel guy in there to do a DC movie. And they're 2 completely different companies. And that was the problem.
Yeah, I don't know, because
and Warner Brothers doesn't care. That's the whole petition's about.
Iron Man didn't have that problem.
Because it's a Marvel thing.
No, Iron Man, as a standalone movie, did not have that Avengers syndrome I'm talking about.
And that wasn't even Kevin Feige yet, or Joss Whedon. Do you know who that was?
No.
That was his guy. That was the guy who plays Happy Hogan in the show. The driver, Jon Favreau.
Not familiar.
The fat guy in Iron Man that drives him around.
Okay, yeah.
That's the director. That was the director. He was the first one to do it.
Oh wow.
He started it.
Did good.
Yeah, and that starts the whole Marvel universe and Marvel Studios. And that's another big thing. Marvel has its own studio company. They're not being hovered over like Big Brother when it comes to DC. Warner Brothers is Warner Brothers, They own everything. They do everything there. Not the same with Marvel. They got a lot of bit creative freedom.
But that makes it sound like they have more freedom to avoid this problem that seems to keep popping up in the Marvel movies. So like the Avengers, the Avengers syndrome I'm talking about. If they have all this freedom, why does it still exist? Why don't they make a 5-hour-long movie to really flesh out the characters and get rid of that problem?
Because we've never had a 5-hour-long movie. That's why I was saying it's such a big deal that this is a 3-hour-long movie. Because
Lord
those
of the
exist.
Rings, Return of the King,
those exist.
Director's
though.
Cut.
But so this is the thing. Those movies exist. 3-hour movies exist, and that's what this movie was going to be, and we should have got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but they cut it.
They cut it. 3-hour movie.
They cut it. They could have cut it. At least maybe 250, but they literally cut it down an hour.
I think that before you make any kind of joint movie with a bunch of established heroes, you got to have
solid base first.
Solid bases first. Yeah.
Now, which is my point of now big news as well. John Hamm is reportedly gunning for Batman because Ben Affleck is supposedly now out as of the Flashpoint movie. He's going to be in it, but how sweet would them for them to do Flashpoint and have John Hamm at the end?
Not for nothing, but fuck Ben Affleck, real quick.
Wait a minute, hold on,
yeah,
wait a minute.
No, fuck Ben Affleck. If you're going to get involved with the superhero movies, knowing full well what that entails, how dare you? How dare you cut it short like that?
I agree, but this is the thing. This is also the only first time that someone's ever taken the role of Batman. I mean, besides Val Kilmer, because I think he's lost his fucking mind.
What do you mean taking... Well, there's several Batman.
Taking up the mantle of Batman and then doing well afterwards.
Christian Bale was an okay Batman.
Dude, we're not getting into that right now.
He was the Batman we needed.
No.
He was the Batman we needed to bring it gritty.
No.
What was the Batman movie before then? Before that?
Dude.
Which one was it?
Keaton, baby.
With Mr. Freeze?
Keaton, dude.
Which one was that? Who was the villain?
The Joker?
Joker.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell your friends about me. And he goes, "Who are you?" "I'm Batman." And then he jumps off the fucking roof, and the guy has a stroke on the roof from being so scared.
That was the last Batman movie?
That was the '89 Batman, the very first Batman. Which, if you notice in this movie, they used the theme song from that movie.
Well, okay, so there's no 90s Batman movies?
There are.
That's what I'm saying. What was the last Batman movie before Christian Bale?
George Clooney.
George Clooney. That was totally not the same.
No, that was too campy. Which is what this is the same fucking
Which is
problem.
what Christian Bale fixed.
See, the darkness is right, and they got the darkness with the Batman vs Superman, but they took it too far with the whole hating of the aliens and the hating of it's too much hate.
Yeah.
And they had the right hateful Batman from a different story, which is The Dark Knight Returns, and it's 1986's Dark Knight Returns. Exactly. When him and Superman duke it out, and Batman dies at the end of the story. Spoilers. But unfortunately,
it's like 13.
That wasn't the exact case for this movie. So he had a vision.
Yeah.
He had a vision, and he was trying to do it. But Warner Brothers is the hand behind the scenes that's going, nope, take it out. Nope, change that. Nope, change this. Take that out. Change that to this.
I don't know how much they really had to.
They are the entire thing. They own the studios they work in.
No, I'm saying think about how much they had to actually. So you're saying there would have been a black suit Superman with a full beard coming up to Darkseid, right?
Dude, the fucking guy had a mustache and a beard.
To Darkseid or to.
He shows up, and he shows up to Steppenwolf.
So that means that the last half of the movie that they put out there is all reshot.
Yes.
Because they actually resurrected Superman. I'll talk about resurrecting Superman. I'll talk about Superman coming in after that. That was all reshot.
Yeah.
So half the movie wasn't even Zack Snyder.
Did you notice that half the trailer that they showed where he goes, "My turn," and he fucking starts blowing them away in the Nightcrawler? Yeah. Never says it.
Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
When he says something else.
Oh, he said something else maybe, but
he never said "my turn" and then goes in.
It was basically the same thing, though.
No, that's the thing. They have already. That's what I'm saying. Is that this version?
What did he say that?
Was used for the trailer. I'm gonna pull it up right now, dude. I swear to God.
Pull it up. Can't let you guys have all the fun. No, I wouldn't say that.
Justice League trailer 2.
Also, I think it's funny in that waterway.
What are we under right now?
What do you mean?
Gotham Harbor.
Yeah. Why would you shoot missiles in there? It's a bad idea.
It's just painful.
That whole scene must have been shot by... Well, okay, so Joss Whedon also directed and wrote, actually, I believe,
Fuck that, I'll show you afterwards.
Firefly, Serenity, that whole series.
Yeah.
And that was good as shit. So I think Joss Whedon's a great director.
Joss Whedon is a great director, but when it came to DC, I don't think he should have belonged there.
Yeah, he didn't do that well.
Nothing against Joss Whedon.
He also had a tough job to do. I mean, you're talking about
replacing Zack Snyder.
Not just replacing Zack Snyder, replacing someone as a director that's in an already finished movie
With a vision.
and reshooting the movie.
With a very specific
regardless
vision.
of whoever the director is, that's not an easy job to do.
How do you recreate someone's vision?
You can't.
That's the thing.
You can't do it.
Two different worlds. Marvel's and DC's are two different worlds. Unless it's an amalgam universe, I don't want it.
Yeah.
You know? But that's this whole thing. If I said it once, I say it again. Change.org, go to sign that petition. We need that cut, man. We need that Zack Snyder cut. We need it, baby. We need it.
They're going to release the full director's Joss Whedon's cut, though.
That is what's going to happen. But this is the actual, factual, real world, though. If they release that Zack Snyder cut, they could double their money.
Yeah.
They
probably.
could literally double their money. They could sell it for double than the actual Joss Whedon cut. And dude, you will get everything you wanted. I'm pretty positive of it.
I'll wait for it on Netflix. I don't pay for that shit. I don't pay for my movies.
Could you imagine it shows up, Zack Snyder cut, Justice League, on Netflix?
Someone leaks it on Netflix.
And that's how they fucking get you. That'd be baller as shit.
But, what's it called?
Oh, man.
Watchmen also was directed by Zack
Snyder, dude.
And that does not have the Avengers syndrome, as we were talking about, because
it's
the characters are not established.
It's an artistic thing. It's colorful. It's depth. It's background. It's message. This is a world where apparently we actually do go to war with Russia and like Nixon's president and shit, and like it's a different time.
But also it went into the past of the Watchmen as the Watchmen. Like they already showed you the past of the Watchmen. They showed you how it kind of got started up and how they all kind of got involved with each other. And they showed you their history and how they broke up.
I heard a theory the other day.
About what?
Watchmen.
Uh-huh.
Manhattan gets blown to bits, right?
Rorschach.
No. Manhattan, the city.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they blame Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah.
Theory is, that's Gotham. That's where they build Gotham.
Really? On top of Manhattan?
Yeah, on where Manhattan was.
Interesting.
And they call it Gotham because of how dark it truly is there. Because it's built on death.
But Gotham's old.
Well,
Gotham's like really old.
this movie was also set in a time where they were saying that the Watchmen were before the Justice League.
Uh-huh.
So these were the Justice League before the Justice League.
Oh yeah, but they're not that old. You know, talking about, Soviets.
In the 40s and the
war.
50s?
Yeah, that's not that old. There's parts of Gotham that are like
I'm sorry, the 50s and the
hundreds of
60s.
years old. Gotham's like hundreds of years old.
Yeah. Well, they can do whatever they want, man. That's their universe, dude.
It's an interesting theory, eh?
But I
It's
heard
kinda
it and I
cool.
was just kind of like, huh.
Was there another theory like that? Something like that?
Oh, Jeffrey Dean Morgan has been confirmed for
Flashpoint.
Flashpoint, which is the Flash movie that's coming up next. Not literally next, but eventually next. We're getting Aquaman next.
So is the Aquaman movie going to take place after Justice League then?
Yes, literally.
Okay. Makes sense. Timeline-wise. It would be cool if he had some escapades before Justice League.
But you know what I'm really hyped for?
What was that?
Fucking Infinity War, bro. Josh Brolin, Thanos, the Mad Titan, coming with the Infinity Gauntlet, ripping fucking stones out of everywhere in the cosmos.
That's going to be pretty cool.
Gonna destroy Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a battle of the 80s.
I want him to die.
It's gonna be a battle of the 80s, bro. We're gonna see the dark side of Captain America. We're gonna see everything go down possible.
See, the thing about that, though, is you could just throw the Hulk at him.
And then what's he? Oh yeah, I know.
What's
And
he
you know
gonna do
what?
about the Hulk?
Thanos doesn't even like the Hulk. Thanos has been noted as actually disliking the Hulk with such disdain that he wishes never to do battle with him ever.
Yeah, I can imagine why.
Because he's just
strong.
he's an undefeatable fucking Hulk.
Yeah.
Like he's just a thing that just you can't beat. Unless you're like Iron Man and so much fucking smarter than him, but that's even harder because the Hulk is, his ditto identity is a genius scientist.
Yeah. In terms of power levels, though, again, power levels are important here.
Oh man, so important.
The Hulk can beat anyone.
Seriously.
Which is actually why I think they need to make Barry Allen so clumsy.
Yeah.
is because his power is so fucking stupidly OP.
And he's just coming into it, which I think is a good thing of them doing. It's a pro of the Barry Allen that they gave us.
Yeah, like you can't have like him racing Superman, like that's cute and all, you know.
That was done in the animated series. You see what I mean by they were going animated series?
Yeah.
And then that's what happened?
Well, that was a whole episode too, because in the animated series.
And I loved how he was like,
they were like
Bruce says
if
you lose something about, you have to take us all to brunch, and he goes, oh, that stings.
Yeah.
I felt that. But if I win, I get to tell everybody. Like, I was like, this is the show! This is the animated series! This is the fun! This is the fun I wanted. But this is not, like, this was,
The Flash would totally beat Superman in a race.
I don't know, because, see, now in the episode on the show, nobody ever beat each other. And at the end, because they
called it a draw because they were in a conflict.
But then they actually decide to have another race at the end, and that just goes into another who won, and they never say. They never say, dude.
The Flash has to have won.
I don't know, bro.
The Flash can travel through time.
I mean, he says which coast. He said which coast, bro. Which coast?
The Flash can travel through time. He can end up where he wants to be, literally the instant he leaves, in the form of a timeline. So Superman could see him disappear, and then get there, and Flash could have been there from the second he left, quote unquote.
But he's just tapping into his power.
Yes, correct. But
so what if this is like? What if this is Superman training Barry?
Well, that'd be an interesting thing.
That would be glorious, right?
But that's what I'm saying, is that the Flash could never achieve his full power.
And then what if it becomes like a thing
because he's so strong?
What if it becomes a thing of it basically being Barry Allen teaching Superman after he becomes really fast, and now he starts teaching Superman how to be fast.
To enter the Speed Force?
Yeah, like what if...
Can Superman do that? I don't know.
Yes, he can. Obviously, if he can fucking keep up with the Flash, dude, I think he can do that.
The Flash is tapping into it, but Superman's just superhumanly fast.
That's the thing. He's durable enough.
Which is weird, because
he's powered by a star.
Yeah, so we are all powered by stars.
But he's super powered by a star of never-ending burning energy.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Unless he uses all the power in the sun, which is not fucking possible, he'll just overpower himself. That's totally possible.
Yeah.
Unless he can totally find a way of sucking all the energy out of the sun, which is not possible, then yeah.
Well, so the problem is that the Speed Force is a loophole in the
It's continuously
physics
going, time and space.
Like, there's no actual Speed Force, but they're like, okay, well, how do you travel faster in light? You access the Speed Force.
You become light.
Yeah. Superman couldn't do that. He just couldn't, I don't think. He doesn't have that power. He can't access the Speed Force.
I don't know, man.
He can move real fast.
In 1978 Superman, we believed a man could fly, and when Lois Lane died, he spun that world backwards.
He spun the world backwards to reverse time.
Turns out saw that it was
that
just
ain't how that works. You
I
can't
know,
just spin a planet backwards to rewind time.
But this is the DC universe, baby.
If that's a true statement of physics in the DC universe,
I believe
then they
that
got bigger problems.
This. I believe he's done this in the universe.
Well, they have done it in that movie. He flew
That's
around.
what I know in the comics. I mean,
what
he's done this before, like spun the world backwards to make time go back.
See, they got to retcon that. That's not cool.
How do you retcon history?
You say that didn't happen. It's new series that never happened. That was some bluff. I'm sorry about that, because that shit don't make sense. It's like saying he crushed cocoa pebbles into diamonds.
That's not possible. There's not enough carbon.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way where spinning a planet backwards could ever rewind time like that.
Well, Hollywood, baby.
Yeah.
In the 70s, baby.
It's just some bullshit. But yeah, no, I was actually talking to my girlfriend about that, because she brought it up, and I was like, no. Listen, like, if you're gonna say that can happen in this universe, then they got bigger fucking problems than some random bad guys.
Let me, because we're getting close to the end here. Let me cut you off with this. This is why I'm a true believer of why superheroes can do these things, right? If you think that freaks you out, it makes you uncomfortable that a man could fly so fast. If a man could fly at that. If a man could fly so fast and move so superhumanly fast that he could make the Earth spin backwards. Nobody can make the Earth spin backwards, so how do you know that if he could, to spin the world backwards, that he would reverse time?
Because that's not how time works.
You live on a ball of rock. This is what I'm going to leave you guys with. You live on a ball of rock, floating in the middle of a never-ending nothingness, just floating there. And you are literally alive because of a ball of fire that goes up and down and around us every day, which we've been able to construct what a day is by this ball of fire. And it can either kill us or keep us alive.
Yeah.
Which freaks you out more?
It's not freaking me out. It's just not true. It's not a question of freaking out. It just ain't true. You don't rewind time that way.
But how do you know?
Because that's not how time functions.
Where are your facts?
Where are my facts? Okay.
Are you a PhD?
So are you saying that spinning a planet backwards... You're saying that time is linked to rotations of planets?
No. Time-space continuum is movement. Time is movement. The Big Bang was movement. That's when time started, yes?
Of course.
Okay, so time is movement. Run, Barry, run.
Well, okay, yeah.
The whole point is that when things move, it's time.
But moving backwards in space does not mean moving backwards in time.
Not necessarily.
Not at all.
But in their specific case, they can move their atoms so fast through space and time just by vibrating.
In Barry Allen's case.
But with Superman's also, because evidently they can catch one another.
Yeah.
So...
Well, before Barry Allen accesses that power, yes.
And Superman is powered by a never-ending sun. So, the Speed Force just powerment plus Super Sun powerment, I think he could do it.
Nah, I don't think so. What would happen if you spun the planet backwards? The shit would go south. You'd fuck up all the fucking shit on the planet. More likely than not.
I don't know.
Currents in the air, the oceans, fucking tectonic plates, the movement of the core. That's gonna fuck it all up.
Fuck it.
The moon, all that's just getting fucked up if you do that. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I gotta disagree.
I'm willing to spend some disbelief, I should say.
I'm willing to get back to this on another day.
Yeah.
This is too far.
Okay.
This is getting too deep. We gotta yeah. Okay.
About the time.
We're gonna cut this out today, guys. 30 minutes at a piece. This is how we're doing it from now on. You can catch us here, like I said, Sundays, and you guys gotta vote Wednesdays or Thursdays. Let us know. Let us know down in the comment section, or let us know in any comment section. We really don't care. Just let us know, guys. Yeah. So thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming and listening to us. As always, you guys have been great. I have been Dan, and this is
Supreme Justice Chris.
Supreme Justice Chris. Okay.
I got promoted again.
Okay, you got promoted again by the president. All right. So, yeah, thanks, guys. Catch you later.